Well, folks, we should have a great one for you tonight.
I'm excited.
We got the Hesston Swathers taking on the Haven Wildcats. I'm Cole Oschendorf, joined by Lucas Roth. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm doing just fabulous. Had a really great girls game. The Swathers were able to defeat the Wildcats by a score of 52 to 40.
52
I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
52 to 40. Was a very close game through 3 quarters, but the Lady Swathers were able to pull away at the end of the 3rd, beginning of the 4th. But as for the boys' game tonight, Cole, I am very excited. It should be a very good basketball game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a battle between what could end up being the championship round of sub-state. You never know. These are the 1 and 2 seeds so far. So if things are to play out based on seed, it would end up being these 2 teams. So Haven, they come into the game with a solid record of 14-4, and as we said, currently ranked 2nd in their sub-state. A win today would guarantee them a spot at the 2 seed, and a loss would open up the possibility of Lions sneaking into the 2nd seed instead of Haven. They have ended Hesston's last 2 seasons at sub-state, last year in the final and the year before the year before that in the 1st round. This game does not really mean a ton in the grand scheme of things for Haven, as either way they are most likely going to have to play Lions in the 2nd round if both teams are to win their 1st round matchups, of course. And that's about it for Haven.
On the other side of the ball for the Swathers, they come in with a 17-1 record. Their sole loss coming against the Lions, like we stated before. Just very tough game for the Swathers. After that loss, they've had a couple of statement wins over Hoisington and Hillsborough, 2 of the very good teams in 3A and 2A, respectively. Hesston's defense is indeed arguably one of the best ones in the state, at least at the 3A level, but they have been known to be a little cold on the offensive side of the ball, despite having several very capable scorers. And for the Swathers, this game also really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things either, but could have implications on if they are able to win sub-state, whether or not they get to host their 1st round game or not. But a lot of things have to play out before we even start worrying about that. Yeah,
if they were to win this game and then win the next 3 games in sub-state, they would end up hosting that 1st round of state, which can be a very beneficial silver lining to this whole COVID-19 situation. If it gives you a home state game, I guess it was all worth it.
Yeah, it is gonna be fun for us as well. So
obviously not. But
my fingers are crossed. I'm ready for it. I'm hoping for it at least.
It'll be an interesting one for sure. We'll see how it plays out tonight. Pretty big game.
It is.
Basically for these teams to see exactly where they're at heading into postseason. This is a very good gauge for both teams.
Swathers just really struggled against, Haven in the postseason, obviously, the past 2 years. We were able to beat them fairly handily in the regular season when we played them last year. I believe we won by 7 or 10 when we played them. But that 2nd time around, we weren't really hitting our shots. Haven was hitting a lot of their shots. Ended up losing by 4. It was an incredible game.
And it's that 1-3-1 zone that absolutely killed Hesston last year.
Yeah, the Swathers, as we talk about sometimes, are not the strongest team against the zone. They are killer against the man.
Because they're able to pretty much get inside whenever they want against man. But with the scores like Richardson and Schilling, there's not a lot opposition can really do to stop it.
But the Swathers also do have some lethal shooters on the edge in our boy Jackson Humphreys, Ty Schrader, and also the up-and-coming Jake Proctor.
So for Haven, they'll be starting Skylar Shingleton, number 3, 6'1" senior. Number 5, Benaiah Yoder, 5'8" senior. Darby Roper, 5'11", senior, number 11. Number 15, Zane Jacquez. He is a 6'2" senior. And then finally, Hunter Barlow, 6'3" senior, number 55.
Wow, that's a lot of seniors.
Yeah, it might be a rebuilding year next year for Haven if it all stays the same.
That is very likely for sure. Losing 5 starters is not easy. And on the other side for the Swathers, it will be like usual. Number 5, Braden Schilling, the 6'5" junior. Number 14, Kason Richardson, the 6'3" junior. Number 32, Jackson Humphreys, the Tetris king of Hesston High School, the 6'3" senior. Number 34, Nick Arnold, the 6'2" junior. And number 41, Ben Bollinger, the 6'4" senior.
Yeah, and as we were saying with Haven, not only do they start 5 seniors, but they also have 3 seniors in their bench rotation. That's Javon Miller, Nathan Schmidt, I guess only 2, sorry.
Yeah.
And then they have 2 juniors, Dalton Schrog, Zeke Craft, and 2 sophomores, Brant Sipe and DJ Miller. So they still have talent. It'll probably be, I'm assuming their lineup next year will be some combination of Dalton Schrog, Zeke Craft, Brant Sipe, and DJ Miller next year, I would guess.
Yeah. DJ Miller, if I'm not wrong, I believe is the younger brother of Jamar Miller, who was in Hesston's loss in Sub-State 2 years ago, dropped a solid 21 on us. More than that, he was hitting it from 3 that game. So Haven, like usual, the away team starts with the ball, and it will be Darby Roper on the drive. He gets into the lane, and he's going to kick it to Barlow. Barlow, and it swings all the way to the corner to Yoder. Yoder up top to Roper, and over to Jaquez. He gives it up to Shingleton, whose 3 is no good, boarded by Bollinger. He kicks up to Arnold, and the Swathers will set up the offense.
The battle underneath between Bollinger and Barlow should be a good one. Barlow is just a really big dude, and you saw it there.
He just
ripping the ball away from Nick Arnold. Bollinger's going to have his hands heavy trying to get around Barlow in the post.
For sure. Great steal there by Barlow as Roper gives it off to Shingleton and then to Jaquez. Jaquez skip pass to number 5, Benaiah Yoder, who drains a 3. These Haven Wildcats are shooters for sure.
Speaking of which, keys to the game for Haven, as we kind of saw, convert on open looks on offense, because when going against this Hesston team, you don't know how many open looks you're going to get. Force the Swathers into turnovers, which they've done once, almost getting it done twice there, because their 1-3-1 press has given Hesston fits in the past. And then thirdly, take away Hesston's inside game, force them to rely on their shooting to win the game. And there is a second turnover there.
Yeah, they changed which way they said whose ball it was, so it will end up being Haven's basketball. So the Swathers, 2 straight turnovers against that 1-3-1. As we said before, got to really attack that zone. And the keys to the game for the Swathers is attack the zone. I literally foreshadowed myself that Haven will present to you, shoot the ball with confidence, and maintain solid defensive rotations. So don't let Haven beat you over time. Got to keep those rotations strong, get the hand up in the face of the shooters. Shingleton now gives it off to Jaquez. His 3-pointer, no good, long. Went right back to him, but Braden Schilling with the good box out. He has it poked out from behind by Jaquez.
Wow.
Great job by him. But what a pass by Richardson, finding Arnold for the layup.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful vision there from Arnold. I didn't think he would see him. I saw Arnold flashing into the post with no one on him, but Arnold was kind of Richardson was kind of in a sticky situation, but he was able to rifle that right into Arnold, and Arnold had a nice finish on the oop.
Shingleton gives it off to Yoder. Yoder to Roper. Roper's going to drive the lane, looking for somewhere to go, and kicks it out to Jaquez. Jaquez's 3, no good, boarded by Richardson, and he passes it up to Arnold, who was going to probably go in for the dunk, but Richardson, maybe he can dunk. I don't know if he can dunk. Can he dunk?
He can, but I don't know if during the varsity game would probably be when he would pull that one out. It's kind of 50-50.
If it was Schilling or Richardson, it probably would have been a slam, but probably a very good foul there by Yoder. Now it's Schilling in the corner and gives it up top, just working the zone around, and it goes to Richardson in the corner. He's going to pull the trigger. No good. Boarded by almost Bollinger, but it goes through his hands and into the hands of Roper. And Roper, he's a quick one, tries to go coast to coast. Gets it Jaquez, foot on the line, no good. And what a board by Ben Bollinger, and the Swathers are going the other way.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't get that first board. He's a wide receiver going to college for us, so very capable with his hands, but was unable to grab that first one, just barely slipped out of his hands. Obviously, a basketball is very much so different than a football. Not that oblong shape that the football is.
I don't know, I feel like a basketball is a little easier to catch, though.
Yeah, probably. But it's also a little bigger.
Schrog entered the game for Barlow as the Swathers still try to continue to work this zone. Kason Richardson trying to get it to Jackson Humphreys on the back door. Good cut, good look, but better defense by Benaiah Yoder.
Schrog offers a lot of length there in the middle of the 1-3-1 zone at that 2 spot, I guess you would say, of the 3. He's 6'5", so very capable of getting a lot of deflections in there for the Wildcats.
Humphreys got the ball short corner, and he kicks to Arnold. Swather's pass is a little bit high and a little bit hot and heavy. So, and another steal by Darby Roper, and the Wildcats are going the other way. Jacquiz's layup is no good. Probably got high enough he could have dunked it. Decided not to, and now Richardson's in the paint. He's going to get a layup, and he converts on his layup.
Wow, can we talk about how great of a pass that was from Roper?
Man.
He was showing that quarterbacking skills off there, had a beautiful pass, and then also, it was a beautiful pass. I didn't catch who it was, but another one of the Wildcats had another nice pass to Jacquiz, but he was unable to finish that one.
Oh, Yoder got him with a step back hezzy and then puts it in. Ben Bollinger tried to draw the charge, but not enough contact there as Benaiah Yoder gets on the board.
He said, "May I have this dance?" That was a beautiful dribble move into the lane.
And Richardson on the other end throws it away, and it will be Haven basketball. And just like the girls' game, the refs really letting them play it out. Very physical game so far. And honestly, I'm a fan. Love to see it. Who can be bigger? Who can make those aggressive plays the cleanest? And it's, I don't know, I'm just really excited. Jake Proctor and Ty Schrader are into the game for the Swathers. Oh, yeah, that's travel or carry or double dribble or something there.
And one thing that's always fun to watch is when the refs are going to let him play on, Bollinger is known to get very physical in the post.
Oh, heck yeah, he is.
And he says he enjoys being able to play against the post, who is willing to get like down there in the trenches to throw the bodies around. And I'm going to guess that Barlow is very willing to do that.
Swathers, great ball movement, leads to an Arnold three. He is way long. Off the backboard, off the rim, as Proctor tries to pass it inside, and the ball slips out, but will maintain possession. Humphrey's going to drive baseline like he loves to do. Kicked out to Proctor. Proctor's three, no good, and is boarded by Jacquez. Jacquez. He kicks it all the way up to Schrog. Oh, and Bollinger, a lot of contact, no call, but then Schrog misses the wide open layup for Haven. So 2 wide open layup misses for Haven already.
That's the second time Bollinger has attempted to take a charge, and there's been no call one way or the other. I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a call one way or the other. I don't know if it was a block or a charge, but it just seemed like there should have been something.
Schrader's three-pointer for the Swathers, no good. Swathers 0 for 4 from deep to start the game. Not what you want against this zone, as Jacquez is going to drive into the lane, and probably a very good foul by Ty Schrader there.
Yeah, that is a good one, because he either was going to score or most likely draw a block on Bollinger, because it didn't look like he was in position to take a charge that time.
Yep, that would indeed have been one of Roger Trimmell's cardinal sins, known as the blow-by.
No blow-bys!
No blow-bys! I miss him. Yeah, I miss him a lot. Ball is inbounded to Schrog. Schrog gives it off to Kraft. Kraft up to Roper. Roper, he's going to work right against Richardson. Looking for somebody, anybody. Jake Proctor almost had the jump ball behind his back. That was impressive. And now the ball is with, I don't know which Yoder it was, but Benaiah Yoder just sunk a 3 on the other side.
He has all 8 points. I think it's Miller. It's Miller.
It's Miller? Okay.
Yeah.
So the ball goes to Braden Esau. His drive. Shot is no good, but great drive. Kick out to Richardson. Cross-court pass to Schrader. Then Schrader to Esau. Esau to Proctor in the corner. Back up to Esau. Just working the zone a little bit. And it goes to Schrader in the corner. His skip pass to Proctor. Had Richardson in the corner, and now skip to Humphreys. Humphreys thought about the 3, doesn't get it. Into Schrader. Schrader's move, beautiful move, and he gets the bucket.
And there was a lot of contact there. I thought they might have actually given them the and 1.
Yeah.
But I think Schrader's okay with just getting that 2 either way. Wow, nice move in the lane.
Roper, what a blow by there. Richardson just a little too slow. And Roper is lightning fast, and he'll get a layup to push the score to 10-6.
He has an insanely quick first step, and you saw right there. He caught Richardson sleeping just for a second, and he was to the rim.
Jake Proctor, the sophomore, what a move with that split the defender, 1 dribble, and uncontested, pretty much shot from the middle of the lane. I have been very impressed with his play lately, as Javon Miller on the other side makes a basket. Fun fact about him, he broke my ankles in 7th grade C-team basketball.
I don't know why you would admit that.
Absolutely just broke my ankles. It was a sad day for me. Proctor on the other end, his pull-up jumper just left it short. And the Wildcats will walk, or Roper for the Wildcats will walk the ball up. Yeah, it was a sad day. He straight crossed me.
That was a missed pull from Proctor there, but I'm sure Coach Crowley is not mad about that at all. In fact, in one of the games, I believe it was Hillsboro, he pulled Jake over to the side and said, shoot the ball, you're a shooter. I want you to shoot the ball. You have these open shots, so don't forego the opportunity you have to get the ball into the hoop, and that's exactly what Proctor did there, although this time was unable to get it to rattle home.
10 seconds now left for the Wildcats. It's Roper up top. He's being guarded by Richardson. Now there's 9 and 8. He's going to try and drive. Couple crossovers. He's going to pump fake, pull up. His shot is good.
Goodness.
What a shot. 2 seconds left. 1 second. Proctor's going to heave. No good. Hits the backboard. And what a quarter for the Wildcats. They came out swinging.
Exactly. And barring a couple of missed layups, they'd be up 18-8 right now.
For sure.
And we've seen, as usual, well, not as usual, but as we've seen a couple times on the season, Swathers coming out the gates a little cold from the field.
Yeah, not a single three-pointer, 0 for 5 from downtown. And I think they have lost their confidence a little bit. When you start 0 for 5 and not one person has shot 2 3-pointers, there are 5 different misses from 5 different Swathers. And I don't know, that's just a little bit of a confidence killer for me.
The Hesston Chamber of Commerce would like to remind you to shop local and support community businesses. Thank you to the Hesston Chamber of Commerce, a proud supporter of the Swather Sports Network.
Nice. Good stuff. But man, what a quarter. I'm excited. Swathers usually don't find themselves in a hole this early in the game. But today they are. Down 6 after 2. So statistically, Haven would win by 24. It will be Swathers' ball coming out. For the Swathers, in right now is Richardson, Esau, Schilling, Schrader, and Proctor. And for the Wildcats, it is Jacquez, Shingleton, Barlow, Miller, and Kraft. As this ball is tipped by Shingleton but brought down by Proctor. Gives it to Schilling in the middle of the lane, who gives it to Richardson. Richardson's three-pointer, no good. It is long and hard fought for board, and they get a foul on Proctor. A lot of contact throughout the entire play, but there had to be a foul eventually called, and they eventually got one on Proctor. They really are letting him play this game.
And if it continues to go that way, I don't know if Hesston will be able to necessarily thrive that way. I mean, you've seen Haven already putting up 14. That's almost more than Halstead did in their entire last game. Granted, we're talking about arguably one of the worst. Yeah, 0-18 compared to 14-4. But still, they have come out hot out of the gates.
Ball's with Shingleton at the top of the key, and he gives it off to Kraft. Kraft to Miller. Miller to Jacquez. He's going to drive right. 2 Swathers there to stop him. Kicks out Kraft's 3. No good, long, and the board is by Braden Schilling. And he will slowly bring it up for the Swathers. Swathers, I think, really need to get into their transition offense. They are killer in the fast break, but haven't really been getting out into it.
And not only that, but Haven is also very killer in their half-court defense, as we've seen not only tonight, but in the last couple of times these teams have played.
Good board by the Swathers as Nick Arnold finally rattles home a 3. Swathers were 0 for 6 before Arnold made his 3, but second chance opportunities. Sorry to interrupt you, Cole. You can keep going.
No, I wasn't actually going to say anything. I pretty much wrapped up my thought.
Okay.
For the most part.
But what a shot for the Swathers. Great board by Ben Bollinger. Hitting the O-boards hard as Jacquez on the other end answers with a 3 of his own. Nothing but net for Jacquez. Zane Jacquez, that is. Beautiful shot. He was 0 for 4 before that and just decided, hey, that's the one I'm going to sink.
It could be a long night if Hesston's willing to trade buckets like that.
Richardson gets into the paint and gets a bucket of his own.
It could be a long night for Haven on the other end if they're just going to let Richardson just waltz into the lane uncontested like he did just there. Because he's not usually going to miss at the rim.
Yep, there it was. He beat me too. I was going to say, if he gets that close, he's pretty much automatic. On the other end, it is Kraft now. Gives it to Javon Miller in the corner. His 3 is going to be short. You could tell off the hand that one was just a little bit off. And it's, Schrader the other way. Just leads Braden Schilling a little bit too far. Schilling probably would have had the layup. Just led him a little far.
Yeah, it would have been a really good pass, too. But, as you said, led him just a little bit too far.
Just a bit outside. So it will now be the Wildcats inbounding it. The inbound goes to Roper, and the Swathers back off. Roper is working against Schilling, arguably the Swathers' best defender outside of Ben Bollinger.
And Braden Esau and Ty Schrader.
We have a lot of good ones. And, yeah, that's got to be a foul there. Barlow had 2 arms over Bollinger and was pulling him as Bollinger tried to corral the board. Great job by Bollinger on that box out, and way to go get that ball.
Absolutely, and that's just what his ability and kind of feel for rebounding the ball will get you sometimes. Those fouls on the defense is trying to get that board, trying to battle out for it.
Schilling had it in the short corner. Ball was tipped. Oh, the alley-oop to Schilling. He grabs it and lays it in. What a pass by Kason Richardson. Schilling couldn't get up to dunk it, but that's okay. He still got the layup, and that's all that matters.
2 points either way.
Whether a dunk or a layup, it's just still 2 points.
Looks a little cooler.
Yeah. It's a little more fun to announce.
Yeah, that too.
I'm still good with the layup, though. As Yoder.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
my
goodness.
Step back.
Goodness.
It is just Benaiah Yoder's night.
Just stop it, man. That was beautiful. He had
Wow.
Arnold going every which way. And even when Arnold recovered for a really good contest, Yoder said, "Yeah, I don't really see you, Yoder. I don't really see you, Nick," and just splashed it pretty much right in Arnold's face.
Man, he is getting all the rolls, making all the shots. What a pass by Ben Bollinger.
Oh.
And the and one for Braden Schilling. And he is psyched about that one, and rightfully so.
And will get talked to by the ref.
Yeah, he probably got warned there.
I think why he was a little more animated was Barlow tugged on his jersey a little bit after the play had already commenced. So maybe that's why he was a little more animated there on the celebration.
But he was fist pumping and screaming for that one, and rightfully so. What a bucket that was. But let's talk about that pass.
He passed Schilling open. Schilling didn't even think that the pass was coming, and then it did, and he was wide open underneath.
Schilling's free throw is good as Proctor enters the game. But, man, what a play by the Swathers. That's a big old pick-me-up right there. Now the Swathers with a little bit of momentum as the ball goes into Roper.
And they've dialed back from down 6 in that first quarter to now within the 1 point, as you guys can see. 19-18 with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Been a great one so far.
Roper's going to work right. What a poke away by Proctor, and he's trying to go coast to coast. He's going all the way in. His layup no good. Followed by Ben Bollinger. His layup is good. What a follow by Ben Bollinger. Way to stick with the play.
That little pogo, as Roger Trimble would say.
Pogo.
Not letting the ball go down.
And one on the other end. Darby Roper answers. What a move by Roper to get in there. Foul might have occurred a little before the shot.
I'm surprised he got the continuation on that, but either way, great finish by Roper.
Yeah, foul was fairly early, but still was able to grab that board. Or to make that basket, my apologies. And his and one free throw is good. So Haven answers right back after Braden Schilling's and one on the other end. And it looks like they've switched to a 3-2 of their own. Mix it up a little. Throw something else at the Swathers. Arnold has it now and passes it to nobody, but Roper's able to grab it. Proctor's the only one that has a chance to catch him. He got a hand in the way, but Roper makes the basket. And a quick 5-0 run by Darby Roper. Swathers look moving it a little fast as it gets in the corner to Braden Schilling. Schilling gets into Humphreys. Humphreys decides to dribble it out. Probably a smart play by Jackson. Calling for the ball in the corner. He wants the three. No, decides to drive it. He loves that baseline drive. Up and under. He gets it to go.
Good night.
Jackson Humphreys.
These two
Tetris, baby.
Two teams are just trading and ones back and forth. We went from Schilling and then to Roper and then back to Humphreys there.
What a shot by He loves that shot so much.
It was a great finish. It was pretty acrobatic in its own right. It was, I believe it was Jacques was trying to take the charge on Humphreys, but Humphreys was able to kind of maneuver himself around the charge and get under that rim and put that layup home.
Yeah, rolled around and in for Humphreys. And if this is anything of what we might get in the sub-state finals, Cole, I am psyched.
Absolutely.
This is a great game so far. As Jacques gets the ball up top, he gives it to Shingleton and across to Benai Yoder. Yoder putting the moves on Proctor. They leave Jacques wide open for three, and he's going to make you pay. Jacques with his second three of the night. He puts it in, and to push the Haven Wildcat lead to 5.
Yeah, they've been on fire pretty much to start this game. It's mainly been Roper and Yoder.
Proctor on the other end. Yep, he stepped on
bounds.
the inbounds line. And Schilling swishes the three afterwards, but no pressure, so as Braden Bruner enters the game. That's just tough scene there for the Swathers. I think Jackson Humphreys was calling for the ball in that corner looking for the three, but Proctor was there to grab it and caught nothing but the air on his. Richardson with a very great board, but just stepped out, and now we got to the Wildcats on the other end. Roper into the paint, kicks it to Jacques, and he gets all the way back to Benai Yoder. Braden Bruner with some good D, and now it's Jacques. He gives it off to Sipe, and Sipe gives it to Benai Yoder. Yoder's three is nothing but the backboard, and the Swathers will get the board. Humphreys now in the corner. Gives up to Richardson and across to Schilling. To Bruner in the corner. Bruner, a great shooter for the Swathers. And Richardson thought he was cutting back door, not on the same page. And it will be a turnover on the Swathers. They just all look a little bit out of sorts on the offensive end.
Yeah, a little discombobulated, you could say. Not our word of the day. Just a pretty good, I think, word for that situation. That one, little miscommunication there between Bruner and Richardson. As you said, there was that attempted back cut, and Bruner cut it off, thinking that he didn't really have a chance of scoring, and Richardson did not think that, and then it caused that ball just being thrown out of bounds.
And the difference between the Wildcats and the Swathers right now, Swathers not forcing a lot of turnovers, and the Wildcats getting a lot of shots up, but for the Swathers, a fair amount of turnovers and not as many shots going up. So as Sipe almost throws it out of bounds, but saved by Roper, shows that athleticism once again. And he gives it to Sipe in the corner. Sipe gives it to Jacques. Might have gotten away with a little bit of a travel. Drives in the lane, and we're going to get a block on Ben Bollinger.
Yeah, he was never really fully set, so that was a pretty easy call there to make for the refs there.
Yeah. Shuffled his feet a little bit there when he originally got the ball, so got away with one there. And for the Wildcats, they will not, they will give him the shooting foul. The ref originally called it on the floor and said baseline, but I guess they will change the call once again. And it will be Jacques shooting two, and nothing but net on the first one. Think the Swathers will try and shoot a quick one or hold for the last one?
Down 6, I'd guess they probably will go for one early, but I
think they might hold.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were to hold.
Looks like they're going to just play. And they get Bruner the ball in the corner. His three-pointer, no good. Nothing but the air again. 2 air balls for the Swathers tonight. They're just all out of sorts. And their three-point shooting still only 1 make. I believe they are 1 for 11.
Not going to win many games.
9%.
Yeah.
That is, oof. Haven on the other side. Ball's with Roper. He's going to take Case Richardson. He's going to try and hit a step back. Richardson, hand in the face. What great defense by Case Richardson. Oh!
Goodness.
Doesn't count, but Jackie with the three-quarters court shot that went in.
Hey, yo. That was kind of wild.
Goodness, Jackie. That was Jackson Humphreys. I mean, that's a little bit of momentum for the Swathers going in my opinion.
In a way, yeah.
That was insane.
It ends up meaning absolutely nothing, but
as soon as he shot it, I was like, oh, that's online. That might go in. Bang, off the heel. Good stuff.
Well, didn't matter whatsoever, but
nope.
It was still very entertaining to watch.
It was indeed. That was a good shot. I am impressed.
All right, score updates after one half of play. Ty Schrader with 2, Jake Proctor with 2, Braden Schilling with 5, Casey Richardson with 4, Jackson Humphreys with 2, Nick Arnold with 5, Ben Bollinger with 2.
Really spread out scoring for the Swathers.
And then for Haven, it's been their 3 main players. You got Benaiah Yoder with 10, Darty Roper with 9, Zane Jaquez with 7, and then Javon Miller with 2 of his own. So mainly just that 3-headed monster of their own right with Yoder, Roper, and Jaquez.
But the Swathers, they had finally figured out that 1-3-1 and were really killing it. And then they switched to that 3-2 and put the Swathers for a loop once again. So Swathers gonna have to make some offensive adjustments at halftime if they want to win this ball game.
The problem with making offensive adjustments is what they need to adjust is how poorly they're shooting right now, and I don't really know how you do that without.
They just gotta get on the floor right now, put some shots up.
We need some of Michael's secret stuff right now to drink. If you're in that locker room, make some of those shots.
Man,
I mean, 1 for 11 is just not going to get it done, and we saw the same thing happen in their one loss against the Lions. They shot 10% from 3, and
they're at 9 right now.
And you're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to be able to make a deep run at state or even sub-state if you can't convert your 3-point shots at more of a 10% clip. Like, that's not asking too much.
Not at all. I just a little bit of a disappointing offensive half for the Swathers. But for the Wildcats, you did everything you wanted to in that first half. You locked down the Swathers. You were making your shots, get the ball to your playmakers. What a great half by the Wildcats.
And it's tough to call this a blueprint to beat the Swathers. It was kind of the same thing with watching the Chiefs play football. You can, like, the things that they're doing to win is the Swathers are missing they're missing like 90% of their 3-pointers, and the Wildcats are making like 60% of their 3s. So the blueprint is shoot the heck out of the ball, and the blueprint on defense is hope they miss. I don't really know how much of a blueprint that actually is. Like for the Chiefs, it was hope that they have 4 turnovers and hope that
the offensive line doesn't block.
Exactly. I don't really know how much of a blueprint that it's kind of just giving it up to the odds and hoping that it comes your way. It's pretty much a crapshoot. But it's been working so far.
It has indeed been working. They have been I've been very impressed by Haven so far this game, but the Swathers, I don't know what's gotten into them. They just got a case of the yips, I'm guessing. They just can't make a basket.
And it's kind of been like that for ever since the Lions game. They really haven't been shooting too particularly well. Granted, their defense has been good enough to where it really hasn't mattered. I mean, they absolutely stonewalled Hillsborough. They played pretty defensively. They played well defensively against Hoisington. They only gave Drew Nicholson about 12 points and only 2 in the second half, and he was arguably their best scorer. The 6'7" small forward obviously is going to be able to put the ball in the hoop pretty frequently. But yeah, they've just been unable to get anything going on offense, and they also haven't played too particularly good on defense either. 28 points in the first half. I would guess that's probably the most they've given up in the first half on the season, most likely.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's just and for the Swathers, I mean, usually those nights where you can't make a basket from downtown, you have somebody step up, but so far, nobody for the Swathers has stepped up and said, that's going to be me. And they're arguably one of their best offensive players in Casey Richardson, only 4 points in the first half. Their leading scorer has 5, so they're moving the ball around, but they really haven't had that guy to step up and start making plays for him, and they're probably going to need one of those in the second half.
And I think Raleigh will probably go to Richardson and say, be more aggressive. You're our leading scorer for a reason. You can put the ball in the hoop with the best of them. So go and do that more. Be more active in trying to get yourself that ball, because we know he can score. He put up 30, I think, one night in one of our broadcasts earlier in the season. So we know he's capable of it. So Raleigh's like, this is your job. This is what you can do. So go do this and be as good as you can be in that role.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to give Richardson the green light in the second half. And I also would like to point out the Swathers, Jackson Humphreys, one of their best 3-point shooters, didn't attempt one. He is not a victim of that 1 for 11. So hopefully he can shoot the ball more from behind the arc. Usually when they're looking for a downtown make, he's one of the go-to guys. And I mean, I usually just like to hype up Jackson because love Jackson, but what a half.
Our word of the day.
Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let me figure out how to pronounce it again. I kind of forgot.
Here, let me see it. I'll read it real quick.
Nah, I can't let you do that. So, again, it is Desideratum if you weren't here for our girls game. meaning something desired as essential.
The desideratum for the Swathers is they need to make shots.
And give the ball to Richardson, give the ball to their scores, and put the ball in the hoop. So, would you like to give it a whirl, Lucas?
Desideratum.
Honestly, it's not that bad. Just spell it out phonetically. How do you think it would be spelled?
But like, my problem is it desideratum or desideratum? That's where I'm gonna get.
Desideratum.
Okay, so desideratum. D-I-S-E-D-E-R-A-D-A-M.
Well,
gosh dang it!
You were 4 letters off, and one of them was the second letter of the word.
Oh my god! Is it D-E?
You flipped the E and the I.
Oh my goodness!
It's D-E-S-I-D-E-R-A-T-U-M.
Ah, geez, that wasn't bad. You said it wasn't that hard.
I thought it was pretty easy to spell it phonetically. I guess I was mistaken.
I'm not good at spelling. It's never been
Desideratum? Whatever.
Desideratum. I am going to use that word more frequently now. That's a good word.
It is a good word.
But yeah, in context of tonight's game, the desideratum is the Swathers need to make some shots, preferably from behind that three-point arc.
So I think we'll give ourselves about a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back on for the second half action of what has so far been a very good game.
Welcome you back to Hesston High School's main gymnasium, or as we called it last week, the Shed. The Swathers currently down to the Wildcats, 28-22, and if you weren't with us, the story of the first half is the Swathers 1 for 11 shooting from deep.
And also the Haven Wildcats very hot shooting from not only from deep, but from everywhere on the court.
Roper, he's going to drive, get some help, and the kick goes to Benaiah Yoder. And now it's Jaquez. He gives it to Yoder. His turnaround jumper, they get him for a travel before he swishes it home. And good break for the Swathers.
Yeah, that is a good break. And again, kind of with like similar to that Alex Martin shot from earlier, not necessarily the greatest shot choice. It was right in front of the line. I mean, one more step back, and maybe that's what he was trying to do, and that's why he got with the travel. That is definitely a possibility.
He sunk it no matter. That's the thing that we cannot dispute. He swished it home, so he still has the hot hand from the first half as Richardson gives it to Humphreys. Humphreys thought about the three but didn't take it. Give it to Richardson. Swathers just swinging it around the horn. Richardson with the backdoor cut. Oh, it rolls around and home. I thought that ball had no chance.
A lot of contact there, too.
Arnold gets it to roll around and fall. Only 4 or 5 free throw shot in the first half in total.
And that was really good, good job by Arnold to finish through the contact that there may or may not have been there, despite the no foul, a lot of contact there as well. Looked like Arnold might have smacked Barlow on the arm. But either way, good job from both Barlow and Arnold to finish through contact on the last couple of shots.
Richardson was looking for that corner 3 on the other side. Now it goes into Bollinger. He kicks out to Richardson. His three-point attempt, no good. And if he would have followed his shot, might have had the board.
And the cold shooting remains for the Swathers. 1 for 12 now from deep. It's
Can't
not
get any worse.
Yeah. Well, it could be over 12.
Could be 1 for 13. Barlow now gets it out to Benaiah Yoder. He gives it up to Darby Roper at the top of the key. Roper just slow dribbling now, gives it off to Jaquez. Jaquez looking for someone and finds Roper. Roper is going to take the 3, and it is no good, and it is boarded by Arnold. Might have been a little slap there by Yoder, but Arnold plays through the contact once again.
Can I say Darby Roper's a really cool name?
It is.
I guess it's pretty fun to say.
We talked about that in football, too.
We did?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it someone else that we just kept on saying someone's name over and over again?
We flamed their dude.
No, we didn't flame him. We just kept saying it over and over because it was a really fun name.
Wasn't there corner number 2?
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah.
But either way, Darby Roper is a pretty fun name to say. It just kind of just rolls off the tongue.
Benaiah Yoder, step back 3, blocked by Nick Arnold, and Ben Bollinger will bring the ball up the court. He passes it up to Arnold, gives it to Humphreys in the corner. Humphreys is going to drive, and he picks up the foul on Barlow, and that will be his third.
Yeah. He just kind of he caught himself a little bit out of position with that pump fake from Humphreys, and obviously he's a pretty wide body down there, so he's probably going to get hit with that because there was nowhere for Humphreys to go pretty much because all of that lane was, the lane to the lane was a little clogged up, so he got around him and got that foul on Barlow.
He's definitely one that's going to be missed as his strength has been key so far this game as that ball is tipped by the Wildcats and will remain with the Swathers.
That's clutch that got tipped because that would have been a pretty costly turnover, I think. I mean, they have a chance to snag some momentum, get down less than 6 here, obviously.
Thought Richardson was going to shoot it. Now he gets a kick out. He does. Bang! That one's good. You can't leave him that wide open. Richardson hits the 3 to make their shooting percentage improve to around 14%.
You got to think that'll try to give them a little more momentum now, a 3-point game. I mean, it was never really out.
And Shingleton on the other end misses the 3. And Arnold with the board, and the Swathers with a little bit of momentum now. And there's the foul on Roper. Going to be his second, getting a little too aggressive.
Also, I've noticed this. I haven't said anything. Arnold is not wearing number 34 for the usual. It's number 24. I hadn't said anything throughout the night. I'm kind of wondering why.
Oh, I actually do know why.
Why?
I believe it was his dog ripped his other jersey up.
Well, that is unfortuitous, to say the least.
Yeah, it is indeed. Jackson told me about that the other day. As Humphreys tries to drive baseline again and gives it to Schilling in the middle of the lane. Schilling shot, no good, and boarded by Shingleton. I believe that's how the story went. He told me I could share that or not. It was up to me.
Fair enough.
As Jaquez, his 3 looks good. It was just a little bit long.
And
Richardson pulls down the board.
That was an audacious shot because it was right in Schilling's mouth. And you're not really going to find a harder Swather to shoot over than Schilling.
Humphreys, his 3, no good. Just left it a bit short. Was right on line. Just left it short, and the rebound to Roper. Shingleton looked down like he was going to call his spot and shoot the 3. He did not end up doing it. Yoder gives it off to Roper. Roper had Schrog flashing in the lane, but didn't give it to him. Shingleton now on the edge. He goes right and gives it to Roper. Roper using that speed of his, trying to create a shot as Jacquez goes back door. Could have had the layup, but instead takes the fadeaway and is boarded by Humphreys. Humphreys now is going to push it, and he kicks it to Schilling. Schilling thought about the three but didn't take it, and kicks it back out to Richardson. Swathers will slow it down and work the zone.
Has Yoder missed a shot other than the one that got blocked?
I think he missed one shot. He bricked a three-pointer.
Okay.
Richardson, his three is good.
And
like we said, he's got the green light.
You can tell he's starting to feel it, kind of like we predicted at halftime. We kind of thought he was going to come out, be a little more aggressive, and they need a timeout. Tie game here in the shed.
Woo! I am excited. This is some good stuff out here. And we will take a second for an ad real quick.
All of us at the Swalter Sports Network would like to say thank you to the Hesston Community Foundation. Their generous grant is what is allowing us to bring this action to you right now, and without their support, we would not have been able to bring in almost 24 kids into the AV program. So make sure to say thank you to the Hesston Community Foundation, a proud supporter of the Hesston community.
Wow, Kason Richardson. 2 straight threes for the Swathers, both of them nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, he has single-handedly put the Swathers back into this game.
30-30 game with 2:49 left in the third.
I guess not technically single-handedly because Nick had a couple earlier. But other than that, didn't he assist on those 2 points?
He did assist Nick's 2 points. So he has all points accounted for.
He has not single-handedly, but basically single-handedly.
He's
double-handedly.
I'll say he's double-handedly. That's awesome. As this ball goes into Javon Miller, he had to go way into the backcourt to get that. Javon is very quick, or at least he was in 7th grade. And Roper with the ball now. He's going to work right against Richardson. Tries to spin. Great defense by Richardson. Kicks to Jacquez. His three looks good. It was short. Richardson with the board. And he kicks out to Schrader. Schrader's going to run.
Ooh.
He had Schilling streaking towards the basket.
I thought he was going to throw the oop.
I wanted him to throw it very badly, but he did not.
Probably a good thing he didn't, because that would have been a really tough finish.
Now they're all on the floor. Fight for the ball.
Wow.
Proctor gets it. His layup is rejected by Roper, but he catches a little bit of Proctor's noggin as he follows through there.
That's a ton of athleticism, because Roper, I don't know if we talked about it, he is not the tallest person. He's 5'11", I believe. So for him to get all the way up there and block Jake Proctor, albeit with contact, is very impressive either way. Proctor misses the first one there.
What number
That is Roper's third. That could be something that could come back into play later in the game.
Roper is 5'11", you are correct, but that is his third foul, so they will have to play without Roper for a little bit.
Arguably their best player. Maybe not tonight, but definitely arguably their best player overall on a night-to-night basis. Tonight, it's been Benigno Yoder's night tonight.
Probably there would have been no rest for that weary the entire game, but
there will be
so there will be.
Maybe he was just feeling a little tired. He was like, give me a break, coach.
But now the Swathers in a little 1-3-1 of their own, and Haven breaks it with ease, but a little bit of a lost handle, and they missed the layup opportunity. As now the ball goes in the corner. Javon Miller for three, no good, and it is going to be boarded by call timeout, and they're going to get a jump ball, and will go to the Swathers.
And there was a nasty jab step in there that had Kason Richardson stumbling a little bit. You saw that Haven crowd react. I don't know how much of it was actually the jab step, because it was pretty delayed reaction from Richardson. I think he just slipped a little bit with that shoe. But either way, you're going to get a reaction from the crowd with something like that happening, no matter if it was an actual cross or not.
I know the feeling.
Why do you keep on doing yourself like this, Luke? Because you don't have to.
I thought it was so funny that I am terrible at basketball, no longer play.
You don't.
And my man, it was at the C-Team game too, it was bad. Schrader's three is good. The Swathers greatly improving on that 1 for 12. They are now 4 for 16, up to 25%. No, 4 for 15. 4 for 15.
And I have no idea what that percentage is. We might have to figure that out at some point. Yoder with a little razzle-dazzle there on the perimeter, trying to get around Arnold.
Four out of 15 is probably around 25%. And we're going to travel on the Wildcats. And these Swathers are, I would say they're cooking, but I don't think a Swather cooks. It cuts.
The Swathers are cutting.
They're cutting. Cutting them up here in the shed. Richardson gives it to Proctor. I thought it was going to be like, I'm going to pull up from Trey Burke kind of range, but
don't do that.
I'm sorry. It slipped. That's what we call it. That's what we call it in our house.
Pain.
Richardson, his corner three, in and out.
Wow.
Almost a make, and that would have gone down. Swathers would have gone wild.
That would have put the Swather student section into a delirious euphoria there.
Oh, my. And now the dissertium for
Yep, close enough.
For the Wildcats is they need a bucket here at the end of the quarter. It is Kraft up top. Kraft, he's going to work right. Looking for something. He's going to drive on Schrader. His shot is up, no good. Proctor with the board. He's got 2 seconds. He's got 1 second. He pulls up. It's good!
What a play!
Gets it to fall. They count the bucket. Is it a 2 or a 3? They give him the 2 on the bucket. Gets it to fall.
Oh my goodness! What?
Swathers go up 6. It was uncontested completely. They didn't think he had enough time to get it off, and he did. What
poise! That
two
was
straight buzzer beater. I mean, the first one wasn't really a buzzer beater. 2 straight end of the quarter shots for the Swathers.
And let me tell you, that is a huge momentum change in that quarter. We saw, what was the? It was 28 to 22.
Yeah.
So they went on a 14-2 run.
What
that quarter from the Swathers, they have all the momentum in the world at the moment.
Oh man, and you know why, Cole? Because they listened to their desideratum.
They listened to me and you up. They put us on in the locker room.
They did.
Coach
they probably
said,
did.
Let's give it to Richardson. No.
They said we're gonna give it to Richardson and make our shots. Man, Cole, we are just too good up here. I'm having too much fun.
That was a heck of a shot, and he barely got that off. That was almost a little reminiscent of that. I don't know if you're familiar, but that Dwayne Wade, which it was a little different because that was a buzzer beater
at the end of the game.
It was when he pulled up like a running 3-pointer to win the game. That kind of reminded me of that there. But that stop and pull from Proctor as time was running out is big for both the scoreboard and for all the momentum in the world now on the Swathers side.
Swathers will start the fourth quarter with Esau, Richardson, Schrader, Proctor, and Arnold. And for the Wildcats, it will be Roper, Yoder, Jacquez, Schrog, and Shingleton. Or Sipe, my apologies, instead of Schrog. Yoder with the ball. He gives it to Jacquez, and they're going to get a push foul on Schrader.
Yeah, Schrader just got a little too handsy there, and that trying to play defense there pretty much bodied Jacquez. Was definitely going to get hit with a foul there.
He definitely was going to. Braden Schilling checks in for Jake Proctor. We'll give him a quick break.
Even MNYB refs would have called that one a foul.
And a steal by Braden Esau, and he's going the other way. And he's going to take it all the way in for the layup. Might have been slapped, and they're going to get him on it, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Wow, Braden Esau.
Coach Paramore for the Wildcats not happy with that call there.
I think there definitely was a lot of contact there for sure. Esau's first free throw is good. Braden Esau, I don't even know how he got the steal. I didn't really even see it. All I saw was him going the other direction.
Basically, he batted the ball, but instead of going right back out of bounds, it kind of just died there right on the baseline, and he was able to stop it before going out of bounds, and then ran coast to coast and got that foul, and then converted both free throws there.
So Swathers continue their impressive run here. And the Wildcats just looking for that bucket, that desideratum. Jacquez now in the corner. He gives it back up to Yoder, to Darby, to Sipe, around the horn, and now it goes to Yoder again. Oh, he thought about it. He wanted it. Sipe now gives it to Jacquez. He's going to drive left. Kicks to Roper. Roper's wide open 3. No good. Board goes to Schrader, and the Swathers have it again, up 7.
So the tables have turned. It went from Hesston shooting really cold and Haven shooting very hot to now Hesston shooting very hot and Haven shooting very cold. The tides have flipped in a pretty much complete 180.
And you're totally right, Cole. It has just been a completely different second half than first half. And they're going to timeout by Coach Raleigh. I thought they might have gotten they were going to get a travel there, but nope, got a timeout instead. And we'll get a quick ad break with Cole.
Thank you to the Fuquay Insurance Group for your support of the Swather Sports Network. Make sure to check out Fuquay Insurance for all your insurance needs. What a crazy game, what a crazy couple of games we've been a part of today, Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
That first one, when the Lady Swathers got up 20-4 and then almost choked it, but then ended up winning it
by a lot.
And and really putting their foot on the Wildcats' throats. And then now in this one, Swathers finding themselves down this time, and then coming back in that third quarter, only allowing that one field goal. Go ahead, Lucas.
No, yeah, you're good. I was just going to say, because Richardson had a tough drive and layup that he just missed. Jaquez's three on the other end, no good. Schrader with another big board. Great box out and board grab by Schrader. And it's Richardson the other way. His pull-up jumper from the middle lane is good. Swathers have managed to push their run to 18-2. And this zone that was stopping him in the first half has not been working nearly as well in the second.
Richardson.
Yoder's three is no good, so even the hot hand now taking his turn with the misses. But Roper, what a board. Continue, Cole.
I'll go on after this possession.
Oh, Shingleton, he pulls up from deep. No good, but boarded by Roper. The pass into Yoder, and it's going to be a foul on Schrader, his third.
So Richardson,
I'm assuming.
He only has 12 points, and I say only. That's almost 33% of the Swathers points. But he only has that 12 points. But his fingerprints have been all over this game. He had two huge threes in that third quarter to give them all the momentum in the world.
He only has 12 points, but it's a loud 12 points, Cole.
It's extremely loud.
Loud 12 points as Roper misses again, and the case of the misses just continues.
One field goal made in the last 9 minutes, or no, more than that.
But this will be a steal by Jaquez, and Roper's going to go the other way. Up and under Richardson. What a move.
Oh, my goodness, Roper. You didn't have to do him like that. That was a beautiful finish.
Nah, he said, let me do him like that. That was
11 points for number 11. And that ends their cold streak. They had only had one field goal make
since
in
halftime.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 in 11 minutes isn't a ton better, but that's doubling their frutility.
Yep. You're right. Humphreys now gets it into Richardson. He's in the post. Oh, and he gets a charge. Good job by Roper there to stand in there and take it, as Richardson does indeed do that a fair amount.
It's interesting they call that one now. I just assumed that they were going to just let that one go all night, because there was 2 earlier on Bollinger early in the first quarter where 2 of that exact same thing happened, and they didn't call anything. Either way, though, good job by Roper, because I agree that was a charge.
Yeah.
I just think that all 3 of them probably should have been a charge as opposed to just the one.
During the timeout, number 23, DJ Miller, entered the game, and there could have been a charge there by Humphreys, but ends up with a Yoder wide open 3. DJ Miller with the rebound, and he misses, and a lot of contact.
That might be a makeup call for maybe not calling the charge there
for Humphreys. Yeah.
That might have been what we just saw there, or they could have just decided there was not a foul there, which is also another possibility.
Yeah, DJ Miller, the sophomore, getting some varsity action, his first minutes of the night. His older brother, I'm very sure, is Jamar Miller. They look a lot alike. Played baseball with him at Haven. Very good kid. Goes into Humphreys in the lane. His layup, no good. What a board by Bollinger, and he's fouled going up by Benaiah Yoder, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good finish there by Bollinger, doing what he does best there, getting no boards, going right back up with it, getting fouled. And now we'll see something that he may not do the best, but is still a very capable free throw shooter.
It is good. I do remember in what grade was it that he tried to shoot free throws like Shaq one-handed or something like that. He went through a one-handed free throw phase. He's tried everything.
He's finally settled, and this year he's been an above-average free throw shooter for his position. That's something he's definitely worked on over the years.
For sure, sunk both of them, and it will be Haven basketball with the Swathers up by 10. DJ Miller now swings it to Benaiah Yoder. He traveled, and it's going the other way, and everything is going in the Swathers' favor right now. Haven can't buy a bucket.
Wow, this fourth quarter's gone by extremely fast. There's only 4 minutes left. I looked up and realized, okay, there's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left.
It has been quite the quarter. And because they're in a zone, I feel like the Swathers can just take time, pass the ball around.
And they might be in that free throws and
be very selective
right
with
now.
their shot choices.
I say that as
Proctor thinks about the three. And now it will be stolen by Darby Roper. Ben Bollinger to contest. And the ball rolls around, sits on top of the rim, rolls around again, and falls through for Darby Roper.
That was great hustle by Ben Bollinger, but I don't know if he should have tried to take that block. He was really not in any position to, as Roper had the head start on them, and that ended up possibly costing them 1 point. We'll see if it does.
Should have just ran right through, tried to get your hand on it maybe. Just scare them a little bit. Or follow up behind them and try to jump up and get that block. And Roper sinks the free throw, nothing but net. Free throws are not as easy to shoot as I remember.
Yeah?
They're just not. So the Wildcats now in a little bit of a press. Looks like a 1-1-2. And the ball gets across half court with Schrader.
1-1-2 is only 4 players.
1-1-1-2. 1-2-2 maybe. Probably 1-2-2.
They're known for a 2-2-1 press, so it might be that, but I couldn't really tell.
There was 2 players deep, so I don't think it was a 2-2-1. I don't know. We'll figure it out if they have another made basket. Bollinger now squared up. Didn't want the shot, and now we'll go to Arnold in the corner. Arnold skip pass to Proctor. Proctor touch pass to Schrader. Schrader back it in, and they're getting him with a travel. Lots and lots and lots of contact down there. Bodies on the floor, and ended up tripping up Schrader. But I guess great defense by DJ Miller. Mm-hmm. That's a cool name too.
He pulled the chair out from underneath Schrader.
For sure.
That's something I don't remember. There's an NBA player who's really good at. He just he's getting back down. He just keeps moving back, and then they don't expect it, and then they just pretty much like fall down.
Marcus Smart?
It might be someone.
DJ Miller now gives it to the corner to Roper, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout by the Wildcats. But if they hit a 3 here, this game will be 4 points. So
Which is crazy given how cold they've been from the field in the second half. Only 3 made field goals.
The Swathers, though, extremely dominant in the second half. And you saw Richardson, if they wouldn't have gotten Schrader with that travel, was banked home a 3. But, you know, sometimes you just can't get it. So Wildcats looking to make it either a 4 or 5 point game, maybe 3-point game if they get lucky enough.
I'd be willing to make a pretty sizable bet that they will probably not get a 4-point play, but you never know.
Yeah. The odds are slim, but never zero.
Those videos are all so funny.
That is true.
The odds you get killed by your dog, and then just a picture of the dog like staring you down from in like a dark hallway. Those are pretty good.
Slim, but never zero. Roper now with the ball. He's going to go left, and Arnold with a great hedge, and he's going to get him with a travel as he tried to Euro, maybe, I don't know.
It didn't really matter because he absolutely got stuffed by Richardson on the shot anyways. Granted, part of that might have been because of the whistle he saw and just, I don't know how that wasn't a, never mind.
Yeah, I
was
saw a
pulling
lot
his
of
jersey the whole way.
I saw a lot of jersey being pulled there. That would have been.
Felt like that Packers-Buccaneers
game.
game.
Yeah, I was going to say, there would have been a flag there had that been a game where the Chiefs were playing the Buccaneers. Definitely would have been a hold.
On the Chiefs, but not if it was
on the Chiefs, not for the Buccaneers. Yeah, I will agree with you on that one. For as much as a Chiefs fan as I am not, the holding calls were a little ridiculous.
As much as we were trash, the refs were also not helping us. But they weren't bad enough to spot us 22 points with their calls.
True. Here's a fun sports fact of the day. Rex Grossman has a better Super Bowl QBR than Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes has played 2 of his, by all means, pretty much worst games in the Super Bowl. Granted, in one of them, he also led a 10-point comeback with like 6 minutes, which I don't know if Rex Grossman could have pulled that one off.
Nope, definitely not. He did have Walter Payton, though. Wait, no. No, that was Jim McMahon. Rex Grossman did not. Rex Grossman would not have been able to pull that off. Peyton.
Yeah, I don't know if Rex Grossman would have been able to throw the ball 60 yards in the air while going backwards, fading away, while also being chased down by Nick Bosa.
No, probably not. Richardson, he's going to drive baseline. He's going to go up, blocked by Jacquez, but the board by Braden Schilling, and his bucket is good. So the timeout pays off for the Swathers.
That's a case of the right place at the right time there, and he traveled. That's a huge travel right there. No, I think he caught the ball and took 2 more steps before shooting the ball.
Oh, he kind of shuffled his feet a little bit. Let's say it looked like he was just stepping into his shot, but.
Yep. He took about 3 steps. He shuffled his feet 1 extra time, and that ended up being costly.
Yeah, shout out to Megan for the replay. I guess it's just. Yeah.
She knew. She was like,
knew.
that was a travel call.
Casey Richardson going the other way, gives it to Proctor, skip past the Schilling.
And now definitely in free throws and layups mode
sure.
on the Swathers. Up 9 with 1.5 minutes left.
It's only 1.5 minutes left. This game has flown by.
For real. Only 8:30. Usually they get done at about 9.
Still got homework to do at home, though.
I have a lot of homework, regrettably, because I haven't been at school for 4 days. But, it is what it is.
It's been 2 days for me.
What do you mean?
I haven't been to school in 2 days.
Yeah, but 4 days because of the weekend.
Oh. So that'd be 5 for me. I was gone Friday and Monday. That's a tough scene.
And today because of the ACT, obviously.
Yeah. But no homework was given today when I was not there.
Yeah.
Humphreys gives it to Richardson, and they're going to get somebody with a travel. I didn't really see one over there. We're having Cole look at the replay at the moment.
I guess he took some steps before he actually dribbled, I guess.
You get 2.
It wasn't I
don't think it was an obvious one.
I couldn't see it on the replay, but I'm not saying it wasn't there by any means.
So the Wildcats will try again, and they're going to foul Braden Esau. I wouldn't say it's a good foul, but definitely not the Swathers' highest percentage free throw shooter.
And these are a couple of potentially a couple of big free throws if he makes the first one.
Oh, for sure. Esau at the line now. Free throw is up, and it is no good. And boarded by Jaquez.
They have to start hitting some shots now, though, Haven. They've still only on those 3 male field goals. And
wow.
That's tough.
Darby Roper got all the way to the bucket and then left it short. And Haven tried to foul Richardson. And now they end up just trucking Braden Esau. About 3 Wildcats over there, and Jaquez ended up running him over as he will go to the line to shoot again to try to redeem himself from last time.
Yeah, that's tough for Haven. That ball was left to right on the rim. He went for the finger roll and was just unable to get it to fall through the hoop, and could be costly.
And he misses another one.
They got to start hitting
with the
shots,
board.
though.
He gives it to Jaquez. His 3, pull up, bang!
That is
gets it to
huge.
fall. Cuts it to 6.
That just saved them from basically that game. That is a game-saving shot as of right now. We'll see if they're able to finish the game. But that has given them life.
If Roper's finger roll would have just rolled right in, it'd be a 4-point game right now. But just left it short. And so.
Although if it rolled in, it probably wouldn't have been Braden Esau shooting the free throws, I would guess.
Yeah, that was a weird chain of events that led to him to shoot the free throws. There was maybe a foul. They tried to foul Richardson. He kind of split the defenders. And then he lost the ball. And then there was like a fight for the ball, and it squirted away. And then Esau dove on it.
And then he got absolutely trucked. Probably hit harder tonight than he was against Haven in the football season. Another
game where Darby Roper did show up and show out. I do remember that game for him.
But not enough, as we won by a pretty sizable amount, I believe.
I think it was just 2 touchdowns.
I mean, that's
pretty sizable.
That's pretty sizable.
That's pretty sizable.
Especially when you're a 4-5 team.
That is true. They get the ball in to Schilling, and they give it to Humphreys. They tried to foul him, and he was sitting there fouling him, and they wouldn't give him the foul. And then he eventually turned to the ref and tapped him on the back, and they gave him the foul. He loved to see it. It's a little funny. Shingleton was able to laugh at it as well. Possibly one of the hardest fouls I've ever seen. Absolutely no room for that in basketball.
Absolutely.
Just get it out of the sport. I'm tired of seeing it.
If you cannot tell, we are being very sarcastic right now.
Humphreys sinks his first free throw. A little bit of a quiet night.
Yeah, all he had was that and one that he was unable to convert the one part.
Misses the second one. Humphreys, usually automatic from the line, is 1 for 3 tonight, and they get it to Jacquez, and he's going to shoot another 3. No good, long, but Roper with the board. Kicks it out to Shingleton. He's going to pull the trigger. No good, and boarded by Yoder. Yoder gives it to Roper, his three-pointer. No good. Boarded by Schilling, and he will be fouled.
And those 3 missed shots will end the game with only 12 seconds left. If any one of those would have gone in, there was still a chance that they would have been able to come back. It still would have been a very slim one, but that will in effect end the game. Down 7, that's 3 possessions with 12 seconds left, and it could end up being 9 points if Schilling is to make both of these. Yeah, it's pretty much over. It'll be the Swathers locking up the 1 seed.
Jeez, Swathers free throw shooting pretty much on par with their three-point shooting from the first half. Non-existent. Has been a tough night from the line for the Swathers, as Schilling's second one is good. Throughout the last 2 minutes, they have been 2 for 5. Missing the front end of 2 1-and-1s, the back end of a 1-and-1, and the front end, or I guess 2 for 6. Wow.
So barring a miracle, it will end up being Hesston with the 1 seed. And, this is big. I don't know if Lions...
I don't think the 2 and the 3 really change much other than who you play.
See if I can get a hold of that score. Oh, well, they're playing Halstead.
Okay, so we can pretty much chalk that up as a win.
Wait, what's the date?
Today is February 26th. 23rd. It's the 23rd.
Yeah,
today.
okay. They're playing Halstead today, so that's pretty much going to be. And what was their head-to-head over Lions or Haven? Haven won.
Haven has the head-to-head. And
oh yeah, because they lost for like 20 to Haven. So it'll end up being Haven. Wait.
Yes.
14-5 to 14-4.
Oh, so it will be Lions.
Yeah.
Lions slides into that 2 spot as Roper goes coast to coast, gets the layup to fall, and they call a timeout with 5.6 remaining. Don't know what it's worth. I mean, maybe, who knows? They may prove me wrong. They may get the steal and the 3 and a steal and a 3 and a steal and a 3, but.
So unless Halstead pulls off a remarkable upset against Lions.
And we are saying it's. No offense to Halstead whatsoever, but the statistics just show if you're 0-19, 0-18, then there's a more than better chance of losing that game.
So if that's the case, it'll end up being. It'll probably be Lions, Kingman in the first round. It'll probably be Haven, Smoky in the first round. And then Ellsworth, Southeast Saline is pretty much locked up as is. And then it'll be Hesston, Halstead, barring, again, this game is not over. 6 seconds left, 6-point game. If they get a steal and a quick 3, there's still a chance.
Slim though it is, as the ball is inbounded to Richardson, and they will let it play out. Swathers came alive in the second half, both offensively and defensively, allowing only 12 points in the second half compared to that first half of 28. So they decided something in the locker room.
That one in the game, I'm pretty sure, I bet that Coach Raleigh halftime speech was probably one that would have been an interesting one to listen into because it seemed to light a fire in this Hesston team.
For sure. Like we said, they probably just threw us up on the big screen and said, Dookie and Lukey know what's up. Let's listen to their game plan.
So as we were saying, it'll be Hesston Halstead first round. either Haven Kingman, Haven Smoky, and then either Lions Kingman or Lions Smoky. Then we got Ellsworth versus Southeast Saline in that 4-5. So, and because of Hesston's win, if they are to win out, they are the only team. Well, okay, unless Collegiate or Eureka wins their Douglas sub-state, it's most likely going to be either Cheney, Trinity, or Collegiate. I feel pretty safe estimating that because those are three very solid teams.
Yes.
If it's Cheney versus Hesston, if both those teams come out of the sub-state, it'll be Hesston hosting. If it's Cheney, anyone else, it'll be Cheney hosting. If it's Trinity, anyone else other than Hesston, it'll be Trinity hosting. And if it's Collegiate, anyone else, then I think it'll go between
Haven and if Haven or Lions wins,
but they also have a
host.
game tonight.
So
they'd
probably be they'd host everything too,
except for Hesston. So basically, it's either going to be a Douglas sub-state team or Hesston, and that's the only, unless it's Eureka, Chaparral, Douglas, Fredonia, or Neosho, isn't it Neosho? I mean, it says Neosho, but is that Neodesha? Yeah,
Neodesha. Neosho's something totally different.
If they are to win, then then they won't be hosting. And obviously, if something crazy were to happen, like Halstead winning the sub-state, which I feel pretty confident in saying they won't.
Stats don't lie.
I feel pretty confident. They've lost to Haven Lions, Smoky. Probably they lost to Smoky by like 50, and that's the 6th seed in the sub-state. So I feel pretty safe in saying that they're most likely not going to win sub-state. So I think that's pretty much it for
Players of the game?
guys. We'll go girls standings real quick as well. You can give your player of the game if you want. I'll go over the scores real quick.
Yeah, let's go over the scores real quick.
Braden Esau with 2, Ty Schrader with 5, Jake Proctor with 5, Braden Schilling with 8, Casey Richardson with 12, Jackson Humphreys with 3, Nick Arnold with 7, and Ben Mulder with 4. And then for the Wildcats, very three-dimensional, I guess, in a way. Benaya Yoder with 10, Javon Miller with 2, Darby Roper with 16, and Zane Jacquez with 10.
Wow.
So pretty much those 3 players, and then 1 basket by Miller.
Player of the game, I think it's pretty obvious. It's got to go to Casey Richardson. I mean, only 12, but talk about a loud 12 points.
His 2 3-pointers in the third quarter essentially, in a way, won them that game. Gave them all the momentum, tied the game up. He had, I think, 1 more bucket that was pretty instrumental in their securing of the victory tonight.
So, yeah, great job all around by Hesston. Good second-half comeback. They were down by 6 at half, ended up winning by 10 or 8, my bad. So, great second half for the Swathers.
I think this is a really good win for them to have.
Oh, yeah.
They were tested by Haven. This will give them some momentum heading into the postseason.
A little bit more of a confidence boost there.
So then for the girls' standings, don't know about the results of the games tonight. Actually, I think we do. They're already plugged in, except for Smokies.
Yeah.
And we know did they win? I don't even
remember.
They won. Okay.
Remember, yeah.
So it'll be Halstead Lions, first round 1v8. Then Southeast of Saline versus Kingman, Hesston versus Ellsworth, and Smoky versus Haven.
Ooh.
A little lead.
I think the Smoky versus Haven game is going to be a good one. Haven showed that they can play with the best of them tonight. So they played with the Swathers for 3 quarters. So.
Yep. So I think we're going to call it quits from the shed tonight. Yeah. It's been Cole Dutchendorf and Lucas Roth joining you, and we hope you guys have a good evening.
We'll catch you next Monday for the first round of Sub-State.
I cannot wait.
Some playoff basketball with Dookie and Lukey. I'm excited.